welcome back to the Donna and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Well, you're back on the Donna and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS and 98.1 FM. That's right. And today, go Dodgers. Got my Dodger shirt on, go blue. We got Gino Ferranti here, and we just had a great segment with Deanna Scortino with Cutco Knives, and she is known as the Knife Gal, and she has absolutely amazing gifts that will differentiate you from all the baskets that you're thinking about sending out that are perishables and disappear.
Okay, so let's go into that. If you are a business owner or if you are in sales and you want to give a gift, you have to listen to the segment we did with Deanna, because she's going to tell you why, when, how, what to give, what not to give, all those really important things to make sure that you leverage, because that's what gift giving is about at this time of year for your business, is you want to get the maximum exposure for the least amount of investment. So if you missed it, go to donandgino.com and look at the first two segments of the show, and you will be happy you did.
All right. Thank you again, Deanna. Great stuff. All right. So another thing I want to bring up is we've been doing this for over 7.5 years. We started the show mostly because back in the day, and of course we do mortgage lending. We've been doing it for many, many years. Has the absolute best team in all of Santa Cruz and SoCal. Right here at Skyline Home Loans. We're located at the Sunkist building right by Magic Mountain, and we have the best team. We close our loans all the time. We give you great advice, and part of that great advice was starting the radio show 7.5 years ago during the Great Recession.
To guide you to personal and financial wellness. We didn't know 7.5 years ago that we'd be on more than 7.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. And either did Carl and Jerry at the hometown station. They're like, oh, okay, guys. And then,
after the first 7 shows, we almost didn't make it.
That's right. And then Carl, about 6 months into, goes, you know what? You guys are figuring this out.
Yeah, it was cute. It was good.
So now we've been blessed to have some of the best guests that we can find in any aspect of your life, whether it's financial planning, college planning, estate planning,
gift giving,
insurance planning, you name it, we have it all. And again, you can see a lot of our shows on donandgino.com, or go to our YouTube channel, Donna and Gino, DONANDGINO. There's over 2,000 YouTube videos there now. Thank you, Furman, for helping us out with that. And on top of it, we started over a couple years ago a new video blog. It's a daily video blog on what's really happening in the financial and real estate markets. And I have it popped up here in the show because now it's called the National Real Estate Cafe, and it's a 2 to 4 minute segment every day, giving you updates with charts and information for the gurus, and we dissect it and tear apart the media. And now they put our National Real Estate Cafe on HometownStation.com. Our articles are right there.
Yep. And so let me tell you a little bit about what's cool about the show is Don's been in the business for 31 years. I've been probably 16, 17 years at this point. What we do for our clients is give them financial advice, right? At the end of the day, that's what we do. You could label it mortgage, but that's not really, it wouldn't be doing us justice. We are financial advisors more than we are just mortgage people. If you want a mortgage, you could maybe get one online, but you're not going to get good advice. So if you want great advice, you have to find mortgage professionals. When we got into this field, we had to have enough knowledge to be mortgage professionals, to be financial advisors. When we had to do the radio show, we had to have enough content for you to be valid and valuable for you once a week. And when we started the National Real Estate Cafe, we have to be valuable all the time. We every single day have to bring you something of value. And what that's done is it's gotten us incredibly connected with hundreds of articles. I mean, Don, you and I go through hundreds of articles we send back and forth to each other, and that's how we gain all of our information. In fact, sometimes we see the same article written by 3 different people, and it's a completely different opinion. So what we do is we give you our opinion based on this little magical thing that we bought on Amazon, and it's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't it?
On fire. For 7.5 years, it hasn't been wrong.
Yeah, so we got our little crystal ball here, and it's been absolutely great. And no day is it ever more valuable than today, because today we finally have change. The market's changed. I mean, it's easy to predict things when the things keep going up and up and up and up. What makes us different is if we can predict things when things are changing, and we're letting you know early that things are changing, but we're also telling you not to panic.
Well, the reason you're like, well, how do you guys know? And it's funny when you see the financial analysts on TV, or on a radio show and stuff. You're like, how do they know this stuff? They must be geniuses. They're so smart. Well, yeah, maybe. But realistically, it's the numbers. We know the numbers. We watch the charts and we watch trends. And that's how we know their secret. The secret is watching months and months and months, and after years you get to know the trends, and you get to know what's really going to change the market and what really isn't. What is a blip in the market because of a hurricane, or because a sharp spike in gas prices, or whatever.
Because a law changed. When TRID laws changed, we knew
An
we would see a
election.
drop off.
An election.
So a million influences. So there's catalysts that are going to change the report. So when you know there's a catalyst to change the report, then you have to almost, I'm not going to say ignore the report, but you're going to have to put less weight on that report. And you have to look at other reports to see what else is going on if there was a catalyst that changed that report. And you can only do that if you're looking at tons and tons and tons of reports every single day to make sure you identify, hey, there's a trend here, something's changing.
Or what's making that change can make the difference. For example, you're going to hear how interest rates rose, and everybody panicked. Oh my gosh, that's because the market's taking, because of this, because... No, bottom line is our stimulus is done. We've had the government basically stimulating the economy to help us rebound, and since we've been rebound, the economy has been strong, jobs have been strong, they've been slowly pulling back that stimulus, and it ended in October.
Yeah, so what they did was they were pulling it back, pulling it back, pulling it back, pulling it back, and it's almost like quietly pulling it back, pulling it to zero. And, well, zero hurt a little bit.
Yes.
Right? So they just finally got to the point where there is no more stimulus, and that's a good thing. We want a market to become back to reality, to become back to normalization. We don't want stimulus in the marketplace, and we don't need stimulus in the marketplace. Our economy is strong, and that's why we're still confident in what's happening in the real estate market, is because the underlying economy is still very strong. I mean, this week we got a little bit of a taste of earnings in the stock market, and holy cow, companies are making money hand over fist. This economy is good.
Well, and they wanted to wait for these earnings to come out because, bottom line, we've had a lot of tax law changes with the new administration, and we're continually watching to see if that plays out for the businesses in the long run. And obviously, based on the earnings that are coming out, it is continually showing support for the companies and making profit, which means jobs for all of us, potential pay raises, and so forth. So the basically Fed, to curb potential inflation, is raising interest rates, and that's a good thing, believe it or not. Now, believe me, we're in the worst industry in the world that wants interest rates rising, period. Yeah. But it is a sign that the economy is strong, your jobs are safe, potential job or income increases are on the horizon. We're actually short a supply of skilled workers. There's a lot of people, believe it or not, even though we're at 3.7%, the lowest unemployment in 50 years, but that's not telling the true story, because there's really 7.5% or 7.7%, because a lot of you have jobs that you part-time jobs would love full-time jobs. So
yeah, or they have a job that isn't really in their skill set, because a lot of people just took jobs that weren't, you could be an attorney and be working as a paralegal, or you could be an attorney and working in a completely different field that has nothing to do with it, right. Reading books or writing articles or whatever it may be. So, but what's really interesting is that, all these things that were going to be headwinds that were going to kill the economy, such as raising minimum wage, that's it. The world is over.
Yes.
I don't know. Seems like we were able to absorb that just fine. So I think the economy is fine. Businesses don't seem to be hurting too much from that change in particular.
It adjusts profits, and then you have to adjust accordingly in other ways.
Well,
just like we have to in our industry.
So what I guess my point is, it feels like inflation has paused a little bit. We don't have runaway inflation. The Fed has done a good job of, keeping it at bay. And we're starting to see a little bit of wage inflation. So that actually improves affordability. And then after affordability becomes too great, then you could raise prices. And you got this equilibrium that we've always had, which is what the United States has been better at than any country in the world over the last 50 years.
All right. So we have to go to break. We have our last segment coming up. And it's going to be a great segment, because it's going to talk about something that's happening in the real estate market that has not happened in 2 decades. When we come back to the Donna and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show, we'll tell you what that is.